spot right now with so many bad decisions happening so quickly. It's just leading to this avalanche of garbage. Like, I don't think Mr. Magoo could make as many horrible decisions as these video game executives have been recently. We just saw it with Escape from Tarkov doing their best Voltorb impression and using self-destruct on their entire company and game by being overcome with greed and leading to the absolute destruction of their product that they had built up over the course of years and ruined the trust of the community. And then immediately after that, Sony decided to do something even stupider by activating the Orb of Confusion and trying to find a way to ruin one of the most successful games in recent memory with Helldivers 2.
If you guys aren't caught up on Helldivers 2 drama, PlayStation said you had to make a PSN account and a PC account for Helldivers 2. But PlayStation is only available in less than half the world. So a lot of people had to get refunds for Helldivers 2, or they just couldn't play Helldivers 2. Then PlayStation backtracked on that, but a lot of people already refunded it. So Helldivers 2 basically got fucked in the toilet.
They went full blown like Brain Offenheimer, now I am become Death, Destroyer of Games, and made a greedy decision that nearly ruined Helldivers, and then they had to break out the ukulele for their public apology press tour here. It's just like, it's like they got offended that someone did a worse job than them, so they found a way of one-upping it. And then from out of nowhere, sneaking in from the shadows, we have the dumb assholes at Xbox going, wait a minute guys, check this one out.
Okay, well, what happened?
Of themselves, like fucking fools.
Inside Microsoft's Xbox terminal, Microsoft is making tough Xbox decisions amid a game industry that's hurting.
Publicly eating shit, making terrible decisions.
Okay.
It's like a Royal Rumble where more and more AAA industry companies keep coming forward and make decisions that beg the community to throw pies and tomatoes at their faces. Yesterday, they announced there'd be some closures coming to some studios under the Microsoft umbrella. Arcane Austin, Alpha Dog Studios, Tango Gameworks, and Roundhouse Games were banished to the Shadow Realm. And that means that—
Wait, whoa. Alpha Dog Studios? What the fuck? Will be closing according to the email by Matt Booty, president of Game Content and Studios. Alpha Dog Studios is gone? What the fuck? Okay, I didn't hear about this. I didn't know Alpha Dog Studios. I know Alpha Dog Studios. Like, I know of them. So, like, what the fuck? They're gone?
And that means that Xbox has now closed more studios than it's released games this year.
Oh my god, dude. That is sad.
They are more likely
That's
to close
sad.
a studio than they are to release a game at the moment. That's fucking shocking. Now, I really want to get into the weeds of this.
That sucks, is what that is.
Before I do that, I do want to thank today's sponsor, Current. Big thanks to Current for sponsoring this video.
Alright, I'll let them do the sponsorship. I'll let them do it.
We worked with them a lot in the past, and they have a lot of great products. The new one is an absolute game changer. It's
I'm
called
curious.
Paycheck Advance. When you start banking with Current, you can access up to $500 before payday once you qualify. Paycheck Advance is free, or you can instantly withdraw cash for a small fee. You can withdraw as many times as you need without
this is literally
additional fees,
Cash App.
and there's no lines of credit and no credit checks. So stop waiting for payday. You can go ahead and get Current and get Paycheck Advance right now. So go to current.com/penguinz0, or you can download the app and set up a direct deposit and use my code penguinz0 and get $50. Terms apply. You can also click the link in the description below to get started. So you can.
Well, there you guys go. If you guys need another Cash App, go get Current, get free $50.
Thanks again, Current, for sponsoring. By far, the biggest criticism that Xbox has faced over the last decade is their lack of games. In the Xbox 360 era, they were kings, pumping out some bangers, absolute timeless masterpieces. And these puppies were popping fresh out of the oven days or months after each other, which is unheard of in the current landscape of things. Crobcat has a great video on the golden era of the 360, and the iconic games that were coming out quickly. It was like they're playing on a fucking Minecraft private server where you couldn't stop hitting diamonds. Like, every block was diamonds back then. And now look at it. It's such a fall off. The Xbox exclusive release schedule looks more empty than that room Squidward went to.
I haven't seen many Xbox games come out for you guys. Now, I do PC. What's up, Summer? What the fuck are we watching? We're watching the Xbox Turmoil. I play PC a lot, but even I have Xbox Game Pass. I haven't seen many Xbox games come out to you guys or available to you guys.
It's sad to see it in that state.
Being on PC, I don't
make many games
see
anymore.
much
they
of
are
that,
by far the worst out of all the major players, and it's not even really close. They do still have some exclusives that come out, but it's
I was gonna say,
seldom.
like, they have like Call of Duty and stuff that comes out.
The fact that they're closing studios is a big alarming red flag for a lot of gamers because they're just struggling, clearly struggling. Not just them, the whole industry is, but Xbox in particular just cannot get it together. When they do, by some miraculous divine intervention, release a game, an exclusive,
Okay, he's about to
they
explain
haven't
it.
been that good.
Let's
Like
say.
Redfall. Redfall became the joke of gaming last year. And
I
speaking
heard
of
Redfall was bad. Does anyone know about Redfall? Because I heard Redfall was bad. Aren't a lot of indie game players too taking over? Like a lot of indie games taking over?
Redfall,
About
that gets
1900
to one
layoffs,
of the
probably
studio closures,
more to
which
come.
is Arcane
Fuck,
Austin, the
dude,
studio
holy
responsible
shit.
for that blemish, that absolute festering wound on the AAA gaming space. They shut down that studio because that game flopped so hard for them. They didn't even give them a second chance. And keep in mind, Arcane Austin didn't want to make the Redfall that we received. That was put upon
I believe
them
that.
from everything I've seen.
I believe
All the evidence
that.
points to them working on that game because they were forced to. And
I
that brings
looked
us to
into
what
that a
has by
little.
far been the scariest studio closure, which was the shutdown of Tango Gameworks, which is the studio behind Hi-Fi Rush.
Dude, Hi-Fi Rush, we played that on stream. That got a game reward, didn't it? That got a fucking reward for what is it? It was either the soundtrack or the best graphics, or like one of the best graphics. But it got reward for something. How the fuck did that get shut down?
Hi-Fi Rush is by far Xbox most positively reviewed game.
Yeah,
in
it was
years.
a fucking amazing game.
Darling. It was a game that everyone appreciated. Everyone
loved
had
it.
nothing but
I
praise for.
loved
And
it.
absolutely one of those games where people were like, Xbox might be back.
Yeah.
Finally, a good game. Finally, an exclusive that's not dog shit. And then they shut down the studio that made it. It was reviewed tremendously.
Oh, dude,
Everyone
it had-
loved it. And
Out of all the Xbox games, Hi-Fi Rush had one of the top. It was one of the top in history to have the best reviews. Because Hi-Fi Rush was just such a good, fresher breath air. That even me, I don't have an Xbox, but even I went to the Xbox page of it and reviewed it myself and gave it fucking 5 stars, 10 out of 10 recommend. Amazing fucking game. If you guys have not played it, if you still are, I'm not sure how the servers or whatever work out. Go fucking play that. Great goddamn game, especially if you love music.
they still shut the studio down.
That
They took
makes
it behind
no
the bar and put
sense.
a bullet in its head.
That makes
There's
no
a quote
fucking
in that article
sense.
that says we couldn't be happier with it. Like, they were pleased with its performance.
Oh, it's a fucking
And I guess
amazing
it just
game.
wasn't enough. And a lot of people are blaming Game Pass. Game Pass is a really good deal for gamers.
Yeah,
I've
that's
said that since the
I
very
love
beginning,
it.
since
I
the
fucking love
genesis
Game Pass.
of Game Pass. That shit slaps. It is crazy value. That'd make your fucking head spin. And I always said, I don't know how it's profitable for them. And I don't think it is. I actually am
No,
starting
it's
to
probably
get
not.
behind those tinfoil condom conspiracy theories that Game Pass is actually ruining some of the game studios because their games are getting put on Game Pass, thus people aren't paying full price for them or anything.
No.
And it's making their sales numbers look weaker because
Just to put you guys on, just to let you know, I know I keep pausing. So Game Pass for me, Game Pass is $12. It's $11.99 a month. Any of the games you guys see that I play for Xbox, like Hi-Fi Rush, what was the other one I just played that was $30? Shit, hold on. Let me actually pull up I'm gonna pull my Xbox Game Pass. I'm gonna show you guys the games I play that I don't spend like 30, 60 bucks on. I spend a monthly fee for it. The treasure game, the crab game. This crab game is $30. So this game's $30. I get it for free because I have Game Pass. What else we got? Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider is $20. Oh, that one you have to buy. Okay, well, okay. Usually you don't. I might have to renew my subscription. I gotta renew my subscription. But when I do renew my subscription, $25, I get it free with the Game Pass. And it's $25. This one, $20, I get it free with Game Pass. Like, I'm paying less than $20 a month, and I'm getting all these games for free. I'm paying for free for all these games. So, for like, if you guys don't realize, Xbox Game Pass is such a fucking deal that is unbelievable how good of a deal it is. So if you do play Xbox, definitely spare the fucking $12, $13 a month and call it a fucking day. I think hopefully silver lining of all this is the hope that you don't get more games like the finals. Yeah, I mean, the finals is all right. It's good. I like the finals. They get more games like finals, privately run smaller studios, more like devs, not investors or corporations. The finals was made by some veteran devs from COD that went off and did their own thing. Where'd that go? Where did that go? Here it is. that went off and did their own thing. Really hopeful for some dev-made studios and made gamers for gamers. And that's what it is. And I love the Finals. The Finals is a great game. We do play that also here. The Quarry. The Quarry is a $30 game I get for free on Game Pass. I did check it out, though. We might play that.
Why would you pay full price for Hi-Fi Rush if you could just sign
No,
up for
I don't
Game
pay for
Pass
live. Being
and
on
have
PC,
access to it for
it's
free,
included in Game
basically, right?
Pass in a way, but I don't pay for live
It's
now.
one of those things that doesn't reflect great on the sales numbers of the games that are on
I think the
there.
Game Pass, though,
And I
includes
really
live.
think
I'm
that
pretty
this
sure it
is
includes
great
Xbox Live.
Proof of that. A lot of people played Hi-Fi Rush. This was a game that was being
Oh
streamed
my
out
God,
the wazoo,
dude.
from what I recall.
Millions.
Everyone was talking about it for a while.
Millions
It was
played Hi-Fi
the
Rush.
hot button topic of conversations that Xbox has finally delivered something great for the first time in a long time. And now fast forward to today where they're shutting the studio down. So the performance, like financially, must not have been that great, which is surprising. So it's either
For context, Hi-Fi Rush was on Game Pass. For context of this whole conversation, Hi-Fi Rush was on Game Pass. It's how I played it. Again, I spent $12 a month. I got a $30 game.
because of Game Pass or because of how inflated the costs are for producing games in the modern
Even High on
age.
Life. I got
This
High on
shit
Life
is
for free through
gluttonous when it
Xbox Game
comes to
Pass.
eating
That's
money.
something.
This is something I've talked about over the last couple of years, but games are so expensive to make now. It
Yes.
takes years in
Yes.
certain cases to
It takes
deliver a game.
years to
That
make
is
games.
a long time to be paying for a game to be produced, and that's not even counting in the
It's
marketing budget
millions.
and the amount of spending
Millions
that
to
goes
play
into
for
that.
devs.
So it's not enough for a game to just be really good and sell pretty well. It needs to sell extraordinarily well or have some built-in lifeline monetization where you can continue to make money off
I
it
got denied
long
right
term,
now.
so it's not relying on just the initial sale of the game. You bake in these monetization schemes that can continue to tap into people's piggy banks and milk their titties dry for their allowance as you give them these cosmetics and loot boxes or whatever you're putting in there. So that way you can try and make that money down the line and turn a profit. Because
That's why I've never mind like Fortnite, Call of Duty. I've never really mind games that charge you. Like games that charge you for stuff and like games that want you to buy skins and buy shit. I don't mind that. I forget what the term is for it. But I don't mind that because you're giving them money so they can make more games. But for it to be profitable and still be like really profitable, you gotta think back in like Black Ops 2. By show of fucking thumbs up, everyone, even on Instagram, TikTok, on Twitch, all of you guys, all of you know what fucking Black Ops 2 is. All of you played it. All of you know that it was fucking successful as shit. Y'all know how amazing it is as long as you're above the age of like 19 or 20. I don't know what the young age demographic would be to where like it stopped being a good game or when you couldn't play it anymore. But everyone who played Black Ops 2, we know how good that fucking game was. Like, we know it was amazing. And that made so much money that it paid for Black Ops 3. That's how much money Black Ops 2 made. But to make games now like Elden Ring, I actually might look up the profit or the margin of how much it costs to make Elden Ring. Games are expensive, yes. But that's why you have skins. That's why you have loot boxes. That's why you have like the pay to win shit and all that. Was the best FPS. It was the best one. Here's my philosophy. You make a good game consistently, you'll make a good profit consistently. Hi-Fi Rush was so good, but Hi-Fi Rush was a fucking diamond in the rut. It was so good, but they had so much debt that Hi-Fi Rush couldn't get them out of that debt. Now, if devs actually took time and, didn't listen to the high corporation, they actually listened to the people that are fucking tweeting them, talking to them, giving their opinion out on YouTube and shit, they would have good fucking games. Like Escape from Tarkov, that drama. If anybody heard Escape from Tarkov drama, they try to charge $250 for a fucking package that should have only been like $100. Now they're facing controversy. Now they backed away. Now it's all good. Fucking Helldivers 2, PlayStation wanted the numbers look better. It fucked them over. If corporations just shut the fuck up and let devs do their own thing, it would be so much better. We would make profit. We'd have fucking Xbox studios. We'd have it like it was back in the day. But corporations think they know more because they just somehow think, I've never played a game in my entire life, but I know how to run a game. No. Fuck no. Corporations, investors who don't play games and don't understand the game atmosphere need to shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of the office. I'm very passionate about this because I hate when people who don't play games give opinion about games. If you don't play them, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about.
Because it is so hard to break even on games right now, you'd need to move millions in a lot of cases. To have a profitable game in the AAA space, you have to outsell the Bible, basically. It's not easy. And it's leading to so many problems in the industry, which is why they seem so desperate to find new greedy ways of monetizing it. It is in a terrible place, which is why indie games are flourishing. Indie games are picking up the slack and they're crushing it. Indie games right now are
Indie
the
games
best
are
games
knocking it out of the
now,
park.
This Bloomberg article has more information here. This is from Jason Schreier and Dana Bass, who worked together to dig into the details of what's going on there. Executives felt stretched too thin trying to manage every team. The studios had just released games and needed to staff up to be able to start work on new ones. And more cuts will occur at an individual level with staff offered severance packages within Bethesda proper. As far as studio shutdowns go, Booty said that the company's studios had been spread too thin like peanut butter on bread and that leaders across the division had felt understaffed. They decided to close these studios to free up resources elsewhere. Now, Booty is referring to Matt Booty, who's been in charge of Xbox Game Studio for a while, and his name is so fitting for this situation because this is just ass.
Yeah,
this
it is.
Booty can't stop shitting the bed at Xbox right now. And Mr. Booty goes on to add that Redfall's failures were not the reason as to why the studio was shut down, which is a whole load of horseradish.
That's a fucking lie, dude.
He is just telling a fib right there. It was intimated with Arcane Austin, Tango Gameworks, and Alpha Dog all just having put games out that it was tied to timing more than results. Tango had just put out the critically acclaimed Hi-Fi Rush and Ghostwire Tokyo titles. Arcane Austin put out the aforementioned Redfall, and Alpha Dog had released Mighty Doom. Roundhouse had been working as a support studio and will be absorbed into ZeniMax Online to work on their projects instead of being closed. Which is still basically closing that studio.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're basically shutting it down, but throwing it over.
These closures come less than 6 months after Microsoft laid off 1,900 Activision, Blizzard, and Xbox employees, and just months after Sony closed some of its own game studios and laid off around 900 employees. So these layoffs are just happening at an alarming rate with all this turmoil in the gaming space. And then I saw this headline that popped up today from The Verge. Microsoft says it needs games like Hi-Fi Rush the day after killing its studio. So the goofball Matt Booty came forward wearing the dunce cap and said in a town hall discussion, "We need smaller games that give us prestige and awards."
Okay.
Brother, you are dancing on the grave of one of the studios that delivered just that. Hi-Fi Rush was a small game.
Yep.
It was critically acclaimed. Everyone loved it. It won awards. Like, it was exactly what you were describing. You just buried them 24 hours ago, and now in your post-mortem, post-nut clarity, you're scratching your chin. We need some smaller, less expensive titles that can be extremely good and really punch above their weight class, winning awards, being very prestigious. Let's try that approach. That's something we haven't tried before. I could be a pioneer, a trailblazer with this approach. Like, it's no fucking wonder Xbox is so disheveled and all over the place and can't get their act together. Matt Booty is suffering from amnesia. Like, how in the world could you make this statement after you just shut down the studio that did exactly what you described? AAA gaming is such a mess. It is a disaster.
Yeah,
and I think it's only going to continue to get worse.
It will get worse.
Rumors, of course, of more layoffs coming at Microsoft and more studio closures perhaps down the road. I wouldn't be surprised. I also do think we're going to see more on Sony's side with them having more layoffs and all that, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. It's just too unsustainable at the moment with these big budget AAA studios right now and the publishers behind them making awful decisions for them down the road. So, yeah, just wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's it. So, yeah.
And that's the thing of it. It's not the game. It's not that the game is bad. It's that the people making decisions is bad. Because you can make a great fucking game for cheap. Hi-Fi Rush was it wasn't expensive to make, really. Like, in the grand scheme of everything, Hi-Fi Rush was a cheaper, small game that wasn't open world. You finished it in about 3 to 4 hours. You felt satisfied after finishing it. You thought it was worth the money you paid. And you weren't asking for more. You're like, you know what? That was a good game. What else is available? And that's the problem that a lot of people are having with this stuff like this, is that you don't need a game that lasts weeks. Okay, you don't need a game that lasts forever. You just need a game that lasts a couple hours and then you're done. Like, that's it. Back in Dead Space, we'll think of Dead Space 1, 2, and 3, or even what else? What else can I bring into the table right now? I can't think right now. Just any game, like Dead Space or any game like that. A game that you can replay It has a different tweak every now and again, but you finish it within a week or so. Halo Reach and stuff, yes. We don't need a game that lasts years. We just need a game that lasts a couple days. All right, that's it. Just a game that lasts a couple days, and we're done. We're satisfied. We're like, you know what? I like what I got. We're good to go. Like Elden Ring. Elden Ring was like, what, 60, 80 bucks? No one complained. Everyone felt satisfied. We got the game. They got their money, and we were all fucking Gucci ready to go. Like, that's what you need. Epic, I take something about your hair. What's up? You said Hi-Fi Rush is on Xbox. That was the music game you mentioned. Yes, that was the music game I mentioned. It was on Xbox Game Pass. I don't know if it is now after all this drama. Not the Yu-Gi-Oh card ad in the corner. That's fucking so fitting for my channel. That is so fitting. Lots of devs and studios are scared because of the game, like Hi-Fi Rush got cut even after getting so many rewards and being an incredible successful game. What does that mean if they still shut them down? And that's the thing, and I understand where they're like scared and they follow the books and they're like, well, fuck, we gotta listen to the corporate because they shut them down. I'm sure they ain't gonna fucking hesitate to shut me down. So I get where like the hesitation is and shit for it. It's definitely scary. It's definitely fucking scary. It's not fun. And it would definitely worry me.